What's happening, everyone? I'm back in here and I value you for being here. How about we get directly into it? This question is from my man who asks, what's the most ideal way to escape a dry marriage? I have a 5-year-old young daughter with her. However, things as you can envision have changed throughout the course of recent years since she was conceived. There has been no intimacy for over 2 years. Brothers, do you hear me? He says, I'm 43, she's 41, and my genuine concern is my girl. Any exhortation would be welcomed with open arms. Courteous fellows, this is a great representation of what I discuss here in the free specialist way of life. And I'll let you know, folks, what the occupants are, and I will remind you once again, no drawn-out connections, no living together, and no marriage. The motivation behind why I educate men concerning this sort of plan or this kind of way of life is on the grounds that the folks at your town hall, the general public and women's liberation has everything against you. Assuming you choose to get into these arrangements, which they believe you should get into through a profound connection. In doing this, what happens is there's a lawful expense that you have to pay. At the point when you get into these kind of plans and you get into them on an emotional level, you don't understand that this is a business. You don't understand that until it's past the point of no return. I'm attempting to urge more men to comprehend what they're focusing on. At the point when they do this, particularly long-haul connections in marriage or dwelling together, it is something else altogether. Yet, and still at the end of the day, there are a few things that you don't figure out by moving a lady into your home. These are the things that they know. Allow me to give you the insights and you can find them yourself. Try not to ask me where they are. There's a statistics saying that 20% of relationships are viewed as dry relationships, implying that you could have a sexual conjugal minister intercourse meeting twice in a month. That is as yet viewed as a dry marriage. We know that when you move in, cohabitate, or with a female, the probability that she will progress forward with a monkey twofold reverse flip frolic over a long stretch reduces. That probability that she'll do it really diminishes over the long run since she has proactively got you. Recall when you were dating and you were unable to hold on to see one another. You were hopping each other's bones, and when you originally moved in together, you bounced in one another's bones. In any case, inevitably, she was like, you will be here each day, so what? I'll give it to you next Tuesday, then next Tuesday turns the following Thursday, then next Thursday goes to the Saturday, then I got a migraine on Saturday, so I'll give it to you next Tuesday. It transforms into that. Eventually, in relationships after year 2, the intimacy plunges totally out of this world. Here's the way things are looking. The greater part of you all think like, it won't be me, my lady will continuously give me the harmony leave. Yet, no one can say for sure. I recall when I originally got hitched, prior to getting into year number 1, it was intimacy constantly. Then after year number 1, she was like, for what reason would you say you are dealing with me like a piece of meat? My own better half asked me for what good reason I dealt with her like a piece of meat. She was the only piece of meat that I could legitimately get. That is the reason I dealt with her like a piece of meat. What folks got to comprehend is, in this person's situation, he's 43, she's 41, and she had his child. That was all she needed, and she utilized the marriage, involved the relationship to multiply with you. Now that the imploring mantis appears, she attempts to nibble your head off and essentially put you out. She needs to end you, and how she's ending you isn't through petitioning for a separation. She's ending you by confining the wet vent from you. That is the finish of marriage. Yet, most men will not make it happen. They trust that the lady will start the separation, and afterward, they attempt to go on the court, saying, we didn't have intercourse. She wouldn't give me intimacy. By then, it's past the point of no return. Not having intercourse with your male companion as a female is justification for separation. These ladies don't engage in sexual relations with their spouses for a long time, thus the husband will betray them and they'll fault him and be like, I can't believe that you betrayed me. It's your issue, you weren't giving him what he needed. All things considered, this is only a wet vent. A great deal of times, you attempt to contend and legitimize with the lady, there's no point. There's no contending with these ladies. Try not to contend with them. She isn't giving you the vent, separate from her. How would you escape such a marriage? Separate from her in light of the principal reason for you being there is she should be giving you closeness. She's personally elite with you, accordingly, she should get physically involved with you. That is the necessity. Some of you folks continue to pull up with connections that go long haul and end up in relationships that don't include intimacy. Why? That is reason for separation, period. Just put down loss of closeness in your legal documents. What you really do need to be worried about is you have a 5-year-old little girl, and now for the following 13 to 14 years. She will be gathering child support as well as provision on the off chance that you are the essential provider, which undoubtedly you are. Therefore, ladies date just men who make more than them. It's a methodology. She's currently placing you in a circumstance where you need to give divorce settlement and kid backing, and that is a weapon. I generally say it is the so-called firearm to your head. You can either remain and keep on supporting the family in the dry marriage, or you simply head out in a different direction, separate from her and see your child for 20% to 30% of the time, and afterward pay her kid support. Folks, when I tell you don't get hitched, this is the reason. It is the so-called weapon to your head. Who enjoys the benefit now? For individuals who are my doubters that keep saying you don't grasp love, it doesn't have anything to do with it, and the probability that you get separated is low. You're bound to get separated than you are to remain hitched in the present age. When you have kids and a non-intimate relationship, you're much bound to get separated. So let me return into what I was referring to. As of now, she's steering the ship, and to this end, I let you know folks don't make it happen on the grounds that once you do and when the kids come, she can pull each and everything that she consented to right off the table and lose nothing. Actually, she'll acquire time with the children and you'll lose time with the children. She'll acquire the very assets that you're giving her, and you will give them to her regardless of whether you're there. How could you continue to consent to this inside the way of life that we live in today? There's a lot of data for you folks to continue to walk into this. Assuming I'm with this person, I would seek legal separation and leave. You haven't boned her in 2 years. You haven't placed your Bologna horse down her drain in 2 years. Everything that I would say to this person is simply leave. You are 43, you have around 13 additional years. When you are 60 years of age, then you can carry on with the free specialist way of life. Be that as it may, on the off chance that you stay, how much better is it genuinely going to get for you? It won't improve. Here is the last thing I need to let you folks know. Record for the separation first, shut her down before she gets the best of you since, supposing that she beats you in documenting, you will get twisted around in the family court and it won't feel decent. You actually will still get twisted around. However, it would be better in the event that you have some control over the account. At the point when you record first, you control the account. Recruit a lawyer and prepare yourself for a decent battle. That is my video for now. Woke to you all. I value you for watching and I'm out. Harmony.